Hey everybody, Echo V here, and Toy Story, the very first fully animated CGI movie, first released on November of 1995, and became so successful that not only did it cement animation studio Pixar on the map of many, but it also made pretty much every film company out there to never draw 2D animated movies ever again. The popularity of the original Toy Story resulted in 3 sequels, 2 spin-off films, a couple television specials, numerous merchandise, and of course, video games, and video game crossovers such as Disney Infinity and Kingdom Hearts 3. Speaking of video games, for this video, I'll be looking at one such video game from this $14.8 billion franchise, a game that I'm sure that a lot of you have forgotten about and probably don't even remember existing. Toy Story Racer. Here we go. So, Toy Story Racer. It's a game that exists. Released on both the original PlayStation and the Game Boy Color on March of 2001, you really have to wonder who saw what is essentially a buddy-buddy film about living toys and thought, you know what would be a great idea for a video game for this film? A racing game! Yeah! Also, despite being released 2 years after the second film, the game contains no elements from the second film. Heck, it doesn't even have a reference to Emperor Zurg, yet Babyface is in this game? Yeah, because he's so memorable. Not really. Now at first glance, if you're not a smart gamer, chances are that you'd probably just see this game as yet another Mario Kart, or heck, even a Crash Team Racing clone. But as you can see from the footage so far, that's obviously not the case, since considering that you are a toy! The carts control like, well, toys, meaning that they react differently to the terrain. What can easily be driven over by a full-size vehicle is now bumpy and harder to drive on when you play as a toy. And that's a good thing. I mean, can you imagine if the toys controlled like actual cars? That'd be pretty weird now, wouldn't it? And speaking of controls, the controls in this game are basic. I mean, you just press X to move and a directional button to turn. Not really difficult at all. I mean, you can donut this game just by pressing X in either left or right. Also, gotta give a shout to whoever made the stairs look like this. I mean, considering how toy cars can't go over actual stairs, so what do? Make it a funhouse style instead. Also, snow levels suck. It's just one, but it's an absolute nightmare. Also ice. It's only single battle arena, and it's quite rare, but still, I hate it and it sucks. Anyway, aside from the usual races, you also have other modes to play, such as Target Practice, where you hit dartboards, Collection Challenge, where you collect clowns, which is kinda made easier considering how they're highlighted with arrows. Smash Challenge, which is basically the battle arena, Knockout Races, where you have to stay out of last place or be eliminated, which is kinda redundant considering that the point of a race is to, you know, stay out of last place. Survival Race, which is a race you have to win but avoid getting eliminated, and Super Survival Race, which is the same as the regular survival mode, only this time you have to be the sole survivor. And all these challenges are conducted in locations both familiar to the film, such as both Andy's and Sid's house, and Pizza Planet as well as some game exclusive areas such as a skate park, a shopping mall, and there's even a parking lot with a Pizza Planet truck cameo. Just don't be surprised when you see multiples of a single toy. I mean, toys are mass-produced, right? So it should be surprising. I mean, Barbie herself even mentioned in the second film.
Back in 1995, short-sighted retailers did not order enough dolls to meet demand.
And while all these challenges may seem fun, there's actually a few flaws with them. The biggest one being how repetitive they are. A lot of these are repeated with all the characters, only changed just slightly. Second, the challenges are locked behind a single character's campaign, meaning that rather than being able to play them at your own leisure, like other racing games out there, you have to go through a character's campaign to play a specific mode in a specific area. Yeah, that's right. There's no arcade mode in this game. It's just really stupid if you ask me. Well, on the bright side, at least they have some pretty clever names, such as Flirting Around the Skirting. Oh my. And of course, what's a kart racing game without power-ups? And as you could probably tell from the footage, unlike other racing games, The item boxes in this game have no set placement on the track, and as such, can be used by pretty much everyone on the field, and can range from iconic Toy Story elements such as the Magic 8 Ball, the famous Luxo Ball, Bo Peep Sheep, and Sid's Rocket,
The big one.
to other generic items such as 2 spinning tops. Perhaps another thing about the items is how it can be used as a single-use protection against other weapons, so it might just be better to just hold on to a weapon rather than quickly use it because you never know. And by far, the best weapons in the game come from these red boxes, which contain either an electroshock and a battery boost, which can allow you to take insane shortcuts and pretty much obliterate the competition and leave them in the dust. Yeesh, even for a kids game there's some OP items out here. However, despite all the positives I said about this game and the very few negatives that I had to say, one of the game's biggest flaw about this game is its repetitiveness, which can lead to boredom. I mean, I played this game for a full week to see how much I could unlock for this video, and despite having accumulated over 164 out of the possible 200, the game got boring during the process. Characters play the same regardless, and you see so many of the same stages. That's not much unlocking new ways to play, but rather unlocking a new skin, you know, just for the sake of saying that the game has more characters than it actually has. Heck, the last character I unlocked for this video is some weird masked wrestler dude named Rocky Gibraltar. Who the heck even is Rocky, and does anyone even remember this guy from the film? And as much as I hate to say it, this is one of the very few games that isn't even worth completing the character's single campaign. Why do I say that, you ask? Well, because the final reward for completing the character's campaign, or at least getting high enough to reach it, is a slide puzzle of a screenshot featuring the character from the film. You don't even need to complete it, you can just head over to the game's credits immediately just by cancelling. Take that as you will. I even tried to use the cheat code to unlock everything, including all the characters, yet despite my copy being the NTSC version, the code just refused to work for some reason, no matter how many times I tried inputting it. I guess the devs were really set on driving you to tears of boredom if the code just refused to work most of the time. Oh, by the way, in case you're curious, here's what the complete character roster looks like. Actually, speaking of cheat code, if you lived in Europe, unless you looked online, you would never know about that cheat code existed because beating all the challenges in the US version reveals it was removed entirely in the European version. I guess Traverse Tale believes that all Europeans play fair. And just like other video games out there, the game actually has some unused textures, such as these graphics on some of the stages, as well as a hidden chair in Andy's house. How did a chair fit under the sink? Another difference between releases is that in the stage Yard Hide and Seek, in the US version, it's on Sid's yard, but in the European version, it's on Sid's attic. No real reason for telling you guys all this, I just thought it'd be interesting to share since I found this online while doing a bit more research about the game. In the end, I'd say this game is better suited for a more casual gaming session, you know, we just want to take a break from playing other games and just want to take a breather for a while. It's not a terrible tie-in game per se like the other ones, but it's definitely not better than Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue, the objectively better Toy Story game than PS1. And that's it for this video. This is the first full video game review for the channel, and I might do more in the future if other games might catch my eye. Let me know what you guys think about this video, as well as the game in general, in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching! If it's your birthday today, then happy birthday! And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye everyone, be good to each other.